Have you ever just wanted to give somebody money and say, just give me more back? I'm Cindy Wadsworth.
And I'm Pete Pacino.
And we're with the Cindy Wadsworth team at eXp Realty. So we've been talking about the different kinds of ways that you can invest, and we're rounding out that series with syndication. We have a lot of people who have talked to us about wanting to get into investing, but they do not want to deal with the everyday headaches. So we think that maybe syndication would be the right fit for you.
So we're going to touch on syndication deals. And what we know is that there's usually about 3 typical mistakes that investors make when getting involved in syndications. And we want to cover those mistakes today so that you don't make those mistakes. Because just like any type of investing, there's no guarantees. And the more we can minimize the risk, the better it'll be. So the first mistake we see a lot of investors make is a lack of due diligence in either the sponsor or the deal or both. So when we're looking at the sponsor, we want to check their track record. We want to make sure that they've done some deals before. We want to make sure that they have a good reputation of being an honest dealer in handling with people, right? And once we know that's the case, then we want to do the due diligence on the actual property itself. So what can be some of those red flags? Well, number one, a lot of times we see an overconfident pro forma, right? They think the rents are going to be a lot higher than what they actually turn out to be, and that causes the value to be skewed. We also see a very elaborate exit strategy saying that we're going to be able to sell it for this much money, but it's not a true amount, and when the exit does come, it's a lot lower. And then the third red flag there is an underestimation of what the OPEX or operating expenses look like, right? Yeah. So material costs, they come up with one number and it's actually a lot higher. Construction costs is one number and it's actually a lot higher. Those pro forma numbers can be really manipulated to create a really rosy picture that can really hurt you as an investor if you're just looking at the numbers and not doing the research, right? Yeah. So the second mistake that we see a lot is liquidity or the lack thereof in a syndication deal, because unlike a flip, you don't get to decide when you get your money out.
Right.
That's the biggest part, right? You're giving your money to someone and it's locked up for 5, 10 or more years, and you don't get to decide when you get out of it. It's when the deal gets sold, when the property gets sold, or in some instances, refied out. So if you're looking at investing in a syndication deal with the hopes of getting your money out in a year or two,
that might not happen.
It's a bad assumption of risk there. And then the third mistake we see a lot of new investors make is the all or nothing, right? They have a fixed amount of money. I don't care if it's $20,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever the amount is. And because they're new to syndications, they want to test the water and just put all the money in one deal rather than spreading that risk out, smaller portions in multiple deals with multiple operators so that your risk is mitigated and your returns get balanced out. Those are usually where we see people fail the most with syndications. We want to share that with you today so that you don't make those same mistakes. If you are interested in investing in a syndication deal and you don't know a sponsor who you feel comfortable with, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, we do have a really great sponsor.
Yeah, we have someone that we trust really well. We actually have several sponsors throughout the United States that we trust really well. So locally here in PA and throughout the US. And we are not currently sponsoring any deals. So it's not like we are selling you or pitching you on an investment. We're helping you find the right sponsor and do that due diligence for the sponsor. So until next time, if you have any questions, reach out. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.